Welcome to the evolution of sports radio.
You see, in this industry, just like in life, everything evolves.
Call 256-576-4977 to make your audible for the Blitz.
That man is playing Galaga. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
It's the Afternoon Blitz. Here are your hosts, Smokey, Captain Cool, and the Bandi Man.
Hello and welcome in, everybody, to a kind of relaxing Monday here. We're going to say that. In no man's land, welcome to the Afternoon Blitz on the Tennessee Valley Blitz Sports Radio Network. I'm your host, the Captain Cool.
Oh my goodness, it's
Captain Cool. Someone lose a grenade? I hope not. Make sure you guys find us online at theblitzsportsradio.com, on Facebook at theblitzsportsradio, and on Twitter at theblitz_sports, where we post pictures behind the scenes. We let you guys know when upcoming shows are going to happen, if we're on location somewhere, and also we have some poll questions every once in a while. So go and check out that and give us a little follow so you guys stay in tune with the Blitz. And also follow us on Twitch and YouTube at WZZN-TV for more than just sports talk. We got the stream going live. You can find us there at YouTube and on Twitch. And if you guys want to comment on that, we'll get those, and I'll be able to respond to you right away. Or you can call in at the show at 256-576-4977. I said it a little bit slower, so you guys can actually know what it is. It's also up on the stream if you're watching at your house. Don't be watching the stream while you're driving. I tell you guys this all the time, but I still feel like some people are trying to do two things at once. You know, all this technology now. You just stick your phone up and watch us, but I don't want to do that. You don't want to do that either. You don't want to get in trouble with that. But this first hour is presented by Fleming Roofing and Restoration, the guys you need to talk to about all your roofing needs. Have roofing problems? Look them up online and fill out your free quote today. Remember, Fleming always shows up. You're live hanging with the chillest crew of 2 in Sports Radio in the booth, keeping us on the airways, spinning the tracks and flax and whatnot. Bandi Man Bailey Lowry.
Yep. Gotta throw him in on what, a manic Monday?
I said a more relaxed Monday.
More relaxed Monday?
Yeah,
a mellow Monday.
Yeah, that's great. That's the word I was looking for. But yeah, a mellow Monday. We're kind of just relaxing here, all right? It's chill. We had a big old weekend full of insane sports. College football was wild. We had basketball. That was insane. I know you a little upset about what happened all yesterday, but either way, it doesn't matter because you know what? There was still some history to be made in that game that was the Jazz. And, you know, yeah, we'll talk about it a little bit more later. We'll talk about it a little bit. But, yeah, what are you doing? What are you up to? And how was your weekend, Bandi Man?
You know, my weekend was good. I caught up on a good bit of sleep.
Good.
I watched all of God of War Ragnarok like it was a movie.
Did you?
And oh my goodness, it was great.
It is good. It is a nice looking game. I forgot. There's my phone. I forgot where my phone was. I was trying to grab it so I could keep a little eye on it. But yeah, you watched all of it though. Okay.
All the cutscenes, all the boss fights, everything.
Dang it!
And I also checked out a really good movie this weekend too.
Okay.
Did you ever see the Weird Al documentary, like the biopic?
I did not.
It was from Roku.
Okay.
So it was like Daniel Radcliffe as Weird Al, and then Dwight from The Office is like as a magician, like Dr. Demento.
Okay.
But it was like if Weird Al told his life story, and it was one of the best biopics I've watched.
Okay.
It's great.
Quite interesting. That's very nice. I had a nice little weekend too. We got some of the family together, had a nice little brunch, and then we went to Buckhorn and met with the coach for the Buckhorn basketball team. Because me and you, Bandi,
we're calling it tomorrow.
It's gonna be amazing.
First home game of the year.
Oh yeah.
For Buckhorn High School basketball.
And let me tell you, Bandi, okay. I'm a fresh virgin when it comes to doing color commentary, especially for basketball, all right? I'm going to be there. I'm going to be spitting the stuff, and some of it might be fact. Most of it's going to be fact, okay? Most of it's going to be fact. I have been studying and all that stuff. But still, going into this, I understand where you're coming from. You were a little nervous for that UAH game. you didn't have anything to be nervous about. You did a wonderful job, by the way.
Thank you.
Going into this basketball game, I'm going to be chilling with you. We're going to be watching this game. I'm going to be commenting on all of the grand stuff that happens. But I'm going to leave it to the experts, a.k.a. the Bandi man. But it should be a very fun night. It's going to be something that'll it'll be nice. We got 10 home games to cover, so it's just going to be a fun time and to do that. How many games do we have this week? I think we have like 3 home games in a row.
Yeah, like 3, I
Yeah.
think. I need to take a look back at the schedule, but yeah, we got a
Same.
packed early opener to the season.
Yeah, and we see some players from football that were talked about with the Tom Abraham whenever he was covering the football stuff. So it was cool to see some of the names that stood out to me, as well as some guys that are just, oh my gosh, that team does look very good.
They do. I mean, they were doing really well about passing the ball around the outside,
Oh, yeah.
running what they wanted to run.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, their plays on offense look good. I mean, we can't give any secrets away.
No.
Because obviously,
no.
they might be listening.
All I
You
can
never
say,
know.
all I can say is they are good. Yeah, we don't want to give out any secrets, of course, but we did get to see him practice a little bit. Really good in the paint, really good at three-point shooting. There's a team's just they look like a college team, honestly, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they're doing. They're 2-0 right now in the season, so they're doing spectacular. But whenever they get home, I know it's going to be a lively environment at Buckhorn. Indeed. But we got a lot to get into today. Obviously, we had a little predictions last week about the NFL scores, and let me tell you, I don't know if we could have got them any more wrong, but I'm going to go through a little bit of them. Not going to tell you guys everything because, the NFL recap is a thing for a reason, but I did want to bring them up, tell you guys what we said and what actually happened in these games. I got my little slip of paper right here that I'm unwinding.
I don't have remember you got that phone call while you were doing
Yeah, you did.
last time. I don't have all of mine. I still got a good bit though. I still got my paper.
Okay. Well, that's all that really matters. I mean, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All of the scores that I could predict probably were wrong. I probably should have thought a little bit more on what I was gonna do. Is kind of just like we saw the teams, we saw them, and we didn't look too much into them. I should have said that the Buccaneers, Tom Brady, when he needs to be, he's gonna be good. Okay.
Yeah, I guess we should have put a little more faith in Tom.
Yeah, we should have put a little bit more faith in Tom as he got the dub over the Seattle Seahawks, which was a good game. But we got a lot more to talk about outside of the NFL in basketball, maybe a little bit of hockey. I don't know. We might throw some in later on in the show. But let's get into this stuff, okay? Because today is November 14th, 2022, and here's what you need to know in the Blitz today. Oh, boys. Like I was talking about, hell of a week in the NFL because nobody could have guessed some of these wins. And I know that I didn't. I know that I did. Okay, whenever we go and look at all this stuff, it's going to be insane. But Jeff Saturday and the Ragtag Colts beat the Raiders. So all that to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. Saturday's hire being a joke can all kind of quiet down a little, okay?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because the Raiders suck that he won, but at the same time, you beat this team with an actual coaching staff that has been doing it for years, and you're like, how are the Raiders that bad?
I mean, did you actually catch Derek Carr's press conference after the game was over?
And it was emotional.
He was. I mean, I felt bad because you do really see that from the standpoint of a leader that he really wants this team to step up.
Of course.
And it seems like just from what he was talking about, that it looked like he was the only person, at least among the team, playing that he was one of the ones taking this season seriously and trying to still win.
And I'm glad he can take accountability, unlike some other quarterbacks in the league. But he is a very passionate man when it comes to the sport. Okay, he's been on this Raiders team for a reason for multiple years. He's a really good player. I just feel like he needs to have the right team behind him. I mean, I know he's got Devontae Adams and all that at wide receiver, but other than him,
but who does he have to protect him?
Not a lot. I mean, he's not like the youngest quarterback. He's not the oldest. He's kind of right in the middle, but he's got a long career ahead of him. And I'm scared that if the team does not do the way it needs to do for the Raiders, he's either going to find himself on a team that will do what they need to do, or he's going to have an early retirement. And we'd hate to see that because Derek Carr he's an interesting player to watch. He's not like the most that are like. He's like a good version of Carson Wentz in a way. Okay. I don't want to say that exactly because Carson Wentz is like something totally different.
I said, didn't he win a Super Bowl too?
Oh, Carson Wentz?
Yeah.
No.
Or am I thinking of? No, I'm thinking of Nick Foles.
Nick Foles, yeah, he was the guy that led them in the playoffs. But Carson Wentz did do decent that season, but he didn't finish it out. And Nick Foles had to get the win for him, which they went up against the Patriots team with good little Tom Brady on them. So I mean, it was an impressive win to say the least. But that's usually what happens. I mean, he goes to the Super Bowl and he loses to these interesting teams like the Giants twice. and also like the Eagles a few years ago. But either way, we want to see Derek Carr, do a lot more because he did used to be one of my favorite quarterbacks. Carson Wentz used to be one of my favorite quarterbacks too when he wasn't bad. When he wasn't bad. He had that swag about him. But more NFL talk. The Jags and the Chiefs looked to be one of the more one-sided affairs going down yesterday, and the Jags most definitely knew that because on the very opening kickoff, the Jags surprised the Chiefs, as well as all of the spectators who were watching this game by kicking an onside kick that they recovered. Yeah. Bandi.
Okay, I didn't see the start of this game.
It was the kickoff. It was the first kickoff. They kicked it off and they just got it back. And it was like
never let them know your next move.
I was like, okay, the Jabs, they doing what they need to do.
I respect that.
Definitely respectable.
That's a gutsy play.
It really is.
At the very beginning of the game.
Well, I mean, you got to do gutsy things about against these big-time teams because, I mean, when you see the Jags, they're on the opposite side of the spectrum. When you see the Chiefs, they're Super Bowl contenders. They're a team that could go to the playoffs and go far. Where the Jags, they have potential. You love to see them succeed, but they're just not getting it done. And this is another one of those things because, you know what? Even on that onside kick that they recovered, good field position, they didn't score. So,
didn't score.
No, yeah, it's not that easy. The Jags still end up losing this game by multiple scores, dropping it 27-17. Still a good effort by them. We love to see a little bit of interesting stuff going on in the sports world. Moving on to some more NFL news. Justin Fields was making history again this weekend against the Lions, rushing for 140-plus yards with 4 touchdowns, 2 passing, and 2 rushing. What a guy, dude. I gotta say. What we've been talking about, we've been hyping this man up. We have our reasons, okay? But one of these runs was 60-plus yards again. He's done it again. He just finds ways to get free and go, okay? I take back everything that I said about him being like a bad football player, a bad quarterback. He's not able to lead a team. I take those back, okay? I will admit I am wrong occasionally. I want to see him succeed with his team, but as of right now, he's just succeeding as a player, okay? He's doing very good. Stats looking nice, but still, he's on that Bears team. They don't know exactly what they're doing just yet. I feel like they'll get to where they need to be, but it's going to take a few more years. Again, focus Justin Fields as the main dude. This team though, there's not it.
But hey, how about that Lions team though? I mean, push them back.
Yeah.
After being down, what was it? I'm trying to remember. It was a 10-24 entering the fourth, and they pushed back for 21 in the fourth.
They were going. They brought it close, and they ended up getting the win on that one. But we're going to talk more on Week 10 scores tomorrow during the cool segment of the show. Moving on. And we cannot forget, to bring up this amazing story. Okay, this masterful performance that was Joel Embiid's 59-point game against the Utah Jazz.
Don't remind me.
This was a career high for Embiid, okay? And with it, he also racked up 11 rebounds, 8 assists, and 7 blocked shots. This man was the team.
Yeah, he was.
He was the entire team.
I mean, watching the game, it really showcased. Like, I like the idea that the Jazz have improved, having gotten rid of Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. Mm-hmm. But really, that game last night just highlighted just how influential and just how much of a sturdy rock Rudy Gobert was on defense in the post.
Exactly.
Because I think if we had Gobert on that team, I don't know if he would have dropped the career high. I don't know. That's just hypothetical.
Yeah.
But just having that kind of DPOY level talent year after year in the post, to where you just had very reliable inside defense.
Yeah.
Just having that taken away and just really showing how much that can really affect the overall defense itself was really telling against.
And at the end of the night, okay, it was still a very closely contested contest. Okay, he was able to score 26 of the team's 27 points in the fourth alone.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
But I mean, Joel Embiid really just put the team on his back 100%. I mean. I'm looking at the whole box score. I mean, Tobias Harris gave him nothing. No. I mean, 4 for 12 from the field. Mm-hmm. I mean, the only one that was really helping put up numbers was Tyrese Maxey, but even then, 8 for 24.
Yeah.
It was just like anyone other than Embiid was not scoring.
It's true.
That night. So he's like, all right, fine, I'll just do it myself.
Yeah, at the end, that's exactly what happened. I bet you didn't enjoy it too much, but it's history to be seen. It is a very great performance. And you know what? All he had to say about this was, quote, "This is not about me. We did it as a team. Obviously, the coaches put me in those positions, and my teammates fed me the ball. Good stuff.
We did it as a team. Sir, I'm sorry. The box score does not reflect that.
Exactly. I mean,
you put the team on your back. Go ahead and take credit. You dropped 59.
Yeah, 59 is something that doesn't happen much, okay? Getting over 30 doesn't happen much for most players, but seeing this out of him, it was just very nice to see. And, I mean, this guy was, again, controlling the court the entire game. There was almost like there was nothing could stop him, okay? He was blocking, he was getting the rebounds, he was scoring the buckets. He was doing really everything. But moving on to a more somber story that came out today. A shooting occurred last night at the University of Virginia where a former UVA football player has been arrested, okay? He got arrested this morning. The story was still kind of going through it today, so we got to learn that this all went down yesterday, and I'll tell you guys exactly what happened. But the one football player in question was Christopher Darnell Jones Jr. And he was the lone shooter in question, and back in 2018 he was a freshman, and he was trying to play running back for the team. But he never actually saw any playing time. UVA's police chief Tim Longo said the shooting occurred on a bus coming back to campus after a trip to Washington, D.C. UVA's president Jim Ryan sent out a letter for the community saying, quote, "Heartbroken to report that the shooting has resulted in 3 fatalities. Those 3 fatalities were all active players for the Cavaliers: Devin Chandler, Lavelle Davis Jr., and Deshaun Perry were all fatally shot. According to the University of Virginia's president, Jim Ryan, 2 other players have been hospitalized, and we are praying and just thinking about the lives and families that were affected in this terrible, terrible tragedy, because this is just, it's something you don't want to see. I don't know how he even had a weapon on him on a bus, on a school field trip, but it just... You hate to see it. Yeah. Hate to see it.
It's like just whenever something like this happens. I mean, you just hate whenever it happens in the news. And there's no easy way to talk about this.
No, there's not.
There's really not.
No.
But it really just comes down to, like, just praying for the victims and just hoping that everyone makes it out all right.
Exactly. And one of the players who is in the hospital, he is in critical condition, but that is one thing where we can just throw all of our, hope and pray that he will be fine, because it's already too many lives lost in something that could have probably been avoided. I don't know if it really could have, though, because, you don't expect somebody to be doing something like that behind the scenes and then, going on a field trip, going through all this stuff with the players, and then ending up doing something like that. We don't know the reasons why it happened. At least we personally don't. But if you would like to look into this story a little bit more, definitely go and get caught up on all the information on it, because we need to make sure the rest of these guys are going to be okay, and that one Mr. Christopher Darnell Jones is held accountable, because this is not something to take lightly at all. And moving on, the Bandi Man will have all the news on Warzone 2.0's new trailer that absolutely pops off. That is one thing I can't say. Yeah, it looks amazing.
I mean, Freebird putting behind it.
Yes.
Yeah, and by the way, I've gone through more of the campaign.
Yeah?
Loving it.
You're loving it.
Yeah, loving it. But Warzone 2, this is going to be big when it drops, and I'm looking forward to talking about some of the Gulag changes that are coming in their new revamped Gulag 2.0.
Yes, it's going to be super exciting to talk about that, and he'll also be bringing up the Game Award nominations, and let me tell you, this year's going to be good.
It's a stacked year for the Game Awards.
So stacked. I mean, we know the main ones going in, God of War, obviously, and Elden Ring being just total, like, oh, those are jaw droppers. Those are going to win a lot of these awards. But at the same time, we see other games like Stray, we see Multiverses, we see Overwatch. We see all the big hitters from this year coming out, and just, they're going to blow away everything. It's just going to be amazing. And I can't wait to I want to go over some of this stuff, because, I mean, we can talk and speculate who's going to win what. But at the end of the day, it's up to the mass group of people to kind of give it the votes. But that'll all be coming up during the play-by-play at 3:30 today. But coming up after the break, because we're going to hop into that right now, Nabias Wilborn from AL.com to talk about Auburn's exciting performance in the win over Texas A&M. That's all coming up on the Afternoon Blitz.
Here's Bobby White from Woody Anderson Ford on their service department.
President's Award winner 2 years in a row. That's only given to the top 10% of Ford dealers in customer satisfaction. So we're very proud of the service department. And our body shop. If you happen to get into an accident, which not a lot of people just want to go down and see a body shop. If you get into an accident, award-winning body shop. We have state-of-the-art paint booths back there. They're waterborne paints that we use, friendly for the environment. We've got our production system, the way things are in and out. We have the fastest cycle rate in town of getting your vehicle in, getting your vehicle out, and assured that it's fixed right. We take pictures before it's wrecked, and not only after, but we take it as we're putting the parts on. All done to above industry standards. So I'm proud of our body shop too. Don't forget our parts department. So you don't have to need parts, performance parts, or just parts if you're a weekend mechanic.
Woody Anderson Ford, located at the corner of Jordan and Sparkman, as well as Hughes Road and Madison. You can also check out the great deals at WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Tom Abraham here from my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com. What's better than Valley Equipment Rental? 2 Valley Equipment Rentals, and that's just what we have now. The original on the South Memorial Parkway between Drake and Airport Road, and their second location on North Memorial Parkway just north of Winchester Road. Valley Equipment is locally owned and has more skid steers, excavators, and lifts than anyone in the area, plus all the small tools that you need to get the job done like a pro. And if you are a pro, you need to check out the new North location now because Valley Equipment has what you need. Learn more at ValleyEquipmentRents.com.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time, or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
This is Wes Neighbors talking to Chris Haygood of Bob Wallace Appliance. Chris, what sets you apart from other appliance dealerships?
Wes, these appliances are going into the most used room in your house, your kitchen. The way we have these appliances displayed, it's easy for you to visualize how they'll look in your home. Wes, what sets us apart is the people. They're well trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121.
Buddy, welcome back to the Afternoon Blitz on a, what did we say it was?
A Mellow Monday.
A Mellow Mushroom Monday. Not sponsored by Mellow Mushroom. We're just mellow. We're chilling out here in the studio in no man's land. And we've already gone through a little bit of fun news, a little bit of sad news. And, we're going to continue with the good news, hopefully. First off, if you guys want to find us on the socials, go to our Twitter at @TheBlitz_sports, on Facebook at The Blitz Sports Radio, and you can find us on Twitch and YouTube at WZZN TV to watch us live on stream. Don't do that while you're driving. I'll tell you every single time. And this hour is presented by Fleming Roofing and Restoration, the guys you need to talk to about all of your roofing needs. Remember, Fleming always shows up. On the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. A man that does a great job talking to Auburn sports all around, but you know what? The main thing I want to look at is this Auburn versus Texas A&M matchup. We see Cadillac Williams getting his first dub as the Auburn head coach. This is one Mr. Nebias Wilborn. How you doing, Nebias?
Oh.
Did we lose him?
Let's see. Yep.
We had him, and then we lost him.
Yeah, looks like he dropped out. I will call him right back.
Okay, I guess he didn't like my my I was hyping him up. I was hyping him up a lot, but we'll have him on as soon as possible. But yes, in this Auburn versus Texas A&M win, there was a 13-10 win. Neither team's looking very good on the season. Okay, both of them kind of need to rebuild going forward, but Auburn does get the win. And having a new coach like Cadillac Williams, you know what? He was a running back coach. Okay, this probably affects a lot of what was going down because we saw a lot of running out of this Auburn team, and it was successful running too. It was almost like Texas A&M couldn't do anything about it. However, it was still a small scoring game, kind of similar to something you'd see Army versus Air Force with literally hardly any passing at all. But yeah, Auburn, 330 yards total yards against the Texas A&M's 215. And again, it was just one of those games where it's like, you don't know who's going to win because both of these teams going into it were 3-6, and now Texas A&M sitting at 3-7, whereas the Auburn Tigers are at 4-6, moving forward to play against Western Kentucky. And I see that we now have one Mr. Nebias Wilborn on the line. So, Nebias, how are you doing today?
Man, I'm good, man. How about you, brother?
Oh, we're doing great. Super excited to talk about this Auburn dub because, you know what? Having a new head coach, just for a little bit, even though, he won't be here for long probably, they got the win against Texas A&M, and we got many questions to ask. But I want to know, first off, how was the performance in your eyes? Did we lose him again?
Mr. Wilburn?
I don't know. Could he hear me?
Mr. Wilburn, can you hear us? And, well, we might have lost him again. I don't know.
Do what you got to do over there, Bandi. No worries, because I can talk all I need to about this Auburn team. Again, we've seen them throughout this season. They've been on and off. They've played against teams, and they've looked decent, okay? Even with Cadillac Williams, playing up against Ole Miss, it was a game that was a lot closer than we thought. Auburn had a little churn of butter later on in the game, bringing them to 34, but it wasn't enough to beat the Mississippi Rebels because, the 48 is probably going to beat them. And then Mississippi goes on and loses to Alabama. But either way, Auburn still had a nice little performance against them. Then they play Arkansas. They get kind of destroyed by Arkansas, but it's still good to see, though, against this team that is the Texas A&M Aggies, who were very close with Alabama when they played. Auburn gets the dub, and they do it very decisively because, looking at these stats, okay, these are insane, okay? These are insane stats because they match perfectly. But one Tank Bigsby, the running back, the main guy that this team needs to center themselves around going into the end of this season, 23 carries, 121 yards rushing with an average of 5.3 yards a rush. And then Jarquez Hunter, number 27, 13 carries with 121 yards rushing. 9.3 yards average. Neither of them scored touchdowns, okay? Neither of them scored touchdowns. Robbie Ashford threw a touchdown pass. He only had 13 attempts where he completed 6 of them. Now I think Nebias is on with us. He's sending him over. He's about to be on. We're going to have him in a second. Nebias Wilborn on the station. Hello, Nebias.
Hey, man, we're going to get this right eventually.
We got you this time, okay? I'm going to be quick with this question. Yeah. Overall performance of this team, how did it go, and how do you feel about how they did against this Texas A&M Aggies?
Well, look, man, the atmosphere, like Auburn was playing.
Exactly.
Okay? Student section was packed. 2 hours for the kickoff. Everybody's locked in. Great atmosphere of the season. And then to get the ball kicked off, and you're reminded why both teams were on getting losing streaks. Very quickly. It didn't take long.
Yeah.
That being said, Auburn held on for a win. There were moments when the offense looked good. There were moments when the offense looked terrible. Some of it, the 25-mile-per-hour wind gust, which is a real thing, and it did impact the passing game, which is why Ashford only had 13 passing attempts.
Exactly.
So, they tried to switch it up, go to the ground, and it worked until you got to about the 35-yard line. And once that happened, then all of a sudden, field gets a little smaller, and Texas A&M was able to keep Auburn out of the end zone. credit Alex McPherson for hitting 2 field goals.
Mm-hmm.
He did miss the one, the 52-yarder, but even that was a part of the wind issue because if you look at it, he had the leg, but the ball just took a crazy turn, and he missed it. And he also had a kick go out of bounds.
Yeah, two bad mistakes, but I mean at the same time, with the wind being such a factor in this game, there's not too much you can really do about it. You got to look forward and try to maybe adjust that in the future. But now thinking about how the energy was with the students and the crowd as a whole, I want to know how these Auburn players are kind of feeling behind the new head coach, Coach Cadillac Williams.
Well, I mean, look, they're feeling good for what they say. You know, look, they're motivated. They want to play hard for them. Now, unfortunately, you know, in college sports, you can't make any trades. So, roster is what it is.
Yeah.
The same one that Harsin had. But, you know, they try to do a few things on offense, kind of spread it out a little bit, give Ashford some more design runs, and it seems to be working. Now, we'll see how it goes for the next 2 games, including a very winnable one against Western Kentucky.
Exactly. We look forward to that one. And with the running game being in full effect for this team, both Tank and Hunter were getting 121 yards apiece in this game. Is this something that we can see more often, even without the wind, because of the background that Cadillac has as the running back coach for this Auburn team? Or is there something else the team wants to kind of move towards, like maybe more passing, maybe more wildcat formations, you know, get everybody kind of into the running game, or do they really just want to go all out running against these next few opponents?
Well, I think you're going to see hopefully a little bit more balance. And again, you know, we're at that part of the year where even down south the weather has an impact. You know, if you look at Big Ten games, you'll get snow and all that. Obviously, we don't get that much down this way, but, you know, you will have rainy days. You will have windy days. So who knows? I think they're going to try to do what the game allows them to do.
Okay.
So if it's a nice day, you may see some more spread. You may see some situations where, you know, you're going to try to open that box up a little bit, which could lead to some more passing. But also, Asher has to be accurate when he does pass. And sometimes he hasn't been.
Nabias Wilborn with us from AL.com does a fantastic job of covering Auburn sports. And one thing that really impressed me, though, with this Auburn team, though, against A&M was I remember going into the season just really concerned about the quarterback situation at Auburn, like who's really going to be the number one guy or, like, who's going to step up. And right now, I mean, Robbie Ashford, I mean, it may not be, like, on the throwing side of the ball, but just having that running-style quarterback in him being able to create plays like he's been able to has been very impressive. I just kind of want to know how is your opinion, if it has, like, what is your opinion on Robbie Ashford and if it's changed from the beginning of the season?
Well, I mean, listen, I think Ashford is a solid quarterback. I think there are areas in which he can improve. That I think he would tell you himself that he could improve in some of those areas, mainly accuracy, consistency, trusting his reads. There's times when he may have to go from the first read to the second read, and it looks a little bit clunky, to say the least. But then when he gets it rolling, he's got all the talent. It's just whether he can put it together. And plus, you got to remember, up until this year, the last couple of years, the guy hadn't played a whole lot of football.
That is true.
He got injured his senior season in high school. Didn't play any at Oregon. So you can argue he played more baseball than he had football up until this year. So maybe with a full spring and then a fall camp with him as the starter, maybe next year you can really see some special things for us.
Yeah, we'd love to see it, honestly, because I see a lot of potential in him. Obviously, he's great with running the ball. He can pass the ball like a champ. But there are some things still that you can see the inexperienced nature of his form at times. But overall, I mean, he's been able to lead this team to a couple of wins, so it is still a good thing to see. But looking at the time of possession in this game, Auburn had the ball for 36 minutes. And it is a lot more compared to Texas A&M. They had like 25, I believe. But again, you looked at them getting into the red zone and not being able to finish drives. What is the biggest problem with that one?
Well, that's also the thing. The field gets tighter the closer you get to that end zone. Because there were a lot of times they get around at 35. All of a sudden, if you don't have a passing threat where you can get it into the end zone, they're just going to load that box up, baby.
Yeah.
And they're going to blitz you, and they're going to do things. And it does get a lot more difficult between once you get past 35. And Auburn would roll. They would get to about the 20, then all of a sudden that drive would stall, and now you got to go kick a field goal. Or if it's past the 30, in the first half when the wind was blowing against them, they punted a lot.
Yeah.
Credit to Oxford Chapman, but then maybe there was a couple of times where maybe you tried a field goal with McPherson. But also you got to remember, this is Alec McPherson's first game. He's a freshman. I mean, this guy was just at high school prom a couple weeks ago. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And kind of just like your point of view, what could the team do better in those red zone positions that they could potentially get into the end zone? Like, what type of plays do you think they should run, or just an idea of how they can get more touchdowns up on the board?
I think some of it's just got to be trusting your passing game at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because you have to make it okay. You have to have viable threats in the pass game. Like the second drive of the game when he scored a touchdown, that's what you want.
Yeah.
And even on that play, I think Ashford kind of overthrew him a little bit. But credit to Javarius Johnson for jumping and leaping and making the play to get the touchdown. That's the kind of stuff you need to see. You need to see that you have the ability to pass it, which then gets some of those guys out of the box. If you do want to run it, you can make that happen too.
Exactly. Good stuff. By Tobias Wilborn from AL.com talking Auburn football, Auburn sports with us. And last question. Well, actually, I might have two questions about this final thing, but going forward, okay, we get to play Western Kentucky, all right? That's next week's matchup. And, there's some things that probably need to be, cleaned up a little bit because after that you got to play against Alabama in the Iron Bowl, and that game is definitely not going to be the easiest. So with the Western Kentucky matchup, what are some things that you think the team has to kind of clean up or maybe even just master before they go up against Alabama?
Well, I mean, a lot of it is just going to be continuing to improve your play calling, which is something you got to co-offensive coordinators with Will Friend and Ike Hilliard, so continue to get that synchrony down, you know what I'm saying, as far as synchronizing that. But also another thing is just consistency in what you're doing, like the timing of it, because those are the things that, say what you will about Brian Hart, he had a lot of flaws, but he was really good at controlling a game. Yeah. Cadillac is continuing to work at that as far as knowing what to do and when. And things that are basic, but it's a lot different than, when we're playing, EA college football or Madden, and you're actually doing it in real life, and there's 88,000 people there watching, and millions upon millions at home. A little different.
Very true. Tobias Wilborn with us. I want to take a quick.
I still had one more question. Yeah.
I thought you said you may have one.
I may have, and I didn't want to go over to basketball just yet. But I wanted to say I don't want to belittle this win at all because again, a win is a win, and again, Texas A&M is one of those teams that surprises us whenever they kind of, you don't think they're going to. Against Alabama, they kept it close, and then against the numerous teams, they've kept it close. They've dropped some bad games, but I need to know, from your point of view, looking at this Aggies team, what really went wrong with them? And I mean, having that amazing recruiting class going into this season, it's almost like a house fire just started as soon as this season started for them.
Well, here's the thing. You also got to remember, as good as the recruiting class is, they're a bunch of 17 and 18-year-olds, man. There's 23 and 24 and 25-year-olds playing college football right now because of everything that's happened in the last couple of years with the eligibility changing, with the COVID year, or I should say the quarantine year because, I mean, COVID still exists, okay? But the quarantine year and getting the extra year eligibility, you got 24, 25-year-old grown men playing in the SEC right now. I mean, Herman Hooker, the quarterback here, is 25. Stetson Bennett's 24. And, like a 17-year-old kid, I don't care how good you are. That's a 25-year-old grown man you're playing against there, son.
Exactly.
And that really is part of it. Also injuries. And not just the age difference, but even then, do you know how to play college football? Can you handle a college practice at a place like a Texas A&M or an Auburn or an Alabama? A lot of guys out of high school can't do that. And no matter how good you are, at that point, it takes a while.
Yeah.
How many freshmen have you seen in this conference? This come in and just take over?
Not too many. But some we could probably know. We're probably not going to.
Yeah. Well, as I'm saying, I mean, yeah, it's true. You'll see it every now and then.
Yeah.
But as far as typically speaking, it takes a little time to know what you're doing in this league.
Of course.
I know. You actually just reminded me.
And so that's part of it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm about to say, I'm sorry, Inky, but you just reminded me of a video of that high school recruit who I think plays football, who's like 6'8", 250 or something.
Yeah, big kid.
Like 17 years old.
You know, he can't cut it in the college leagues just yet. But no,
I mean, look, he looks the part.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's different when you got a Derek Hall who's been doing this for a few years.
Yeah.
Who is ready for the NFL, and you got a team full of guys like that, and you're just out of high school.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, sometimes you might even find people like Brandon Whedon back in the day. He's a 29-year-old senior coming out of college, and he gets drafted by the Cleveland Browns and has a terrible time there. But, I mean, that's just because I wanted to bring that up because there's some old men playing college football, and not that that's really that old, but still, college football, you think, college students instead of, full-grown adults that probably have, the Roth IRA all figured out and all that stuff. But
not NFL D League.
I know. But,
well, I tell you what, with NFL money, they better have some IRA.
Oh yeah, nowadays. But I hope it doesn't kind of sway these new recruits for the Aggies away. I mean, honestly, for us, the Auburn fans, Alabama fans, and all that stuff, you don't want to see any other team really succeed. But again, you see these recruits coming into the Aggies. They look for these guys to be the future of the team. But then you have this terrible season, 3-7 as of right now, which could go down even more. But I mean, you hope to not see these guys just leave this team because of this bad season. But we're going to throw it over to basketball. Bandi, what do you got for them?
Hey, I mean, I'm excited because the AP poll came out today, actually, and there are 5 SEC teams in the top 25.
Sheesh.
Actually, 6. It's 6 counting Auburn, with so you're sitting at number 13 right now.
Oh, in basketball.
In
basketball, okay.
Yeah, sitting at 2-0. I just kind of want to get your take on the team heading into the Cancun Challenge this weekend, as the team's going to travel to Mexico and take part in a tournament. I just kind of want to get your opinion after the first 2 games about how this team is sitting overall and who you think might make an impact in this might make an impact in this tournament.
Well, I'll tell you what, one thing about it, man, they got to figure out how to shoot. There's only been 2 games, but they don't shoot well, man. Even when UAH came down, like, that game was closer than it should have been because Auburn didn't hit shots. And that was the exhibition game. Now you got 2 games in, and you're seeing a lot of the same things with shooting. So that's a start. Now, I think once Chance Westry gets healthy, he's the kind of shooter that maybe you can make it work. But they got to find somebody they can count on for buckets. They were a great shooting team last year, but you had a guy named Bart Smith who can get you a bucket even if he's not shooting well.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if Auburn has that. Was it good? Sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all right. Which is actually pretty cool, though, is me and the Bandi Man are actually graduates from UAH, so we've got to see it full on how the team performs. And seeing them against Auburn, I mean, you know what? I think UAH looked pretty good, but maybe there's just a few flaws by Auburn. But I'll let Bandi continue on.
No, I mean, listen, let me say this real quick. UAH, it will be a solid team at its level. I mean, they got some talent, and they came, and they came into Neville Arena ready to play. They were locked in, well-coached team, and, they were on it. I mean, they played a good game. I'm not taking anything away from them.
No.
But what I'm also saying is that Auburn, eventually, if they don't get that shooting right, they're gonna run up against the team, and they're gonna get too far behind in the first half. Not gonna be able to catch back up because they were trailing in the first half against USF, and USF was one of the worst shooting teams in the country last year. But Auburn didn't hit shots. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
and that eventually will catch up with you.
Yeah, was it shooting 36% from the field overall, and 18% from 3? I mean, just really in a 3-dominated league now, especially with how it is with kind of how the NBA developed now, trickling down into college basketball, emphasizing the shot. It really is just you got to be able to hit those outside threes to really keep a lead over any kind of opponent.
I mean, yeah, if you can't hit those shots, man, you're gonna really struggle to win. That being said, I think this Auburn team can be a 20-win ball club, which is a lot because you just mentioned there's 5 teams ranked in the SEC, okay? And Auburn's got to play those teams. And a bunch of other teams that are pretty good, too. I mean, I mean, I think the SEC right now is a better basketball league than it is a football league.
Okay.
I mean,
and I don't think I'm like engaging in hyperbole on that.
No.
You know what I mean?
I mean, now that I think about it, yeah. I mean, yeah, when I really think about it, because you got Kentucky, Arkansas, Alabama, Tennessee, A&M, and Auburn all in the top 25.
Right, and A&M probably should have made the tournament last year. Did you mention that?
Oh, I'm sorry, you kind of cut out a little bit.
I said, did you mention Alabama?
I did.
Okay, yes, I'm saying. So then, hey, look, you're talking about those teams. Most of them are in the West, and Auburn does still play Kentucky. They got to go to Lexington this year. And, hey, Vanderbilt's on its way up, and Auburn's got to go to Nashville to play them. I think Auburn still plays Tennessee, but Tennessee comes down. I mean, hey, man, like, hey, it's real. It can be tough. I think it's a good league, and I don't know if there's that real one team that's that much better than everybody else. Kentucky's got the Sheboygan. Oh, we didn't mention Florida, who brings back Colin Castleton.
There's another one. But, Nabias, that is our time with you this week. We wish we could talk a little bit longer because I know we got a lot more to talk about with this Auburn football and Auburn basketball, but we'll have time in the future to do that. So, for now, we'll let you go on with your day. We appreciate your time, and let the people know where they can find you on the socials.
Yeah, check me out on AL.com is where my work is. Follow me on Twitter at nwilborn19 and Instagram and Snapchat and all the places where there's social media.
Great stuff. Nabias, thank you very much for joining us. We will talk with you on a later date. We'll let you know when we're going to do that.
Awesome, man. Thank y'all.
You have a great day. Good stuff by Nabias Wilborn from AL.com. We're going to hit a break. When we come back, we'll have a little bit of time to talk about college scores from this past week. You guys don't go anywhere because you're listening to the Afternoon Blitz.
The Blitz has been called.
Do you have discomfort in your legs? Varicose veins can affect not only how your legs look, but how they feel. Symptoms of varicose veins include pain, swelling, aching, heaviness, and fatigue. Dr. Tracy Lowry of Best Vein Care of Huntsville can diagnose and treat your varicose veins with the latest minimally invasive techniques. Diagnosis and treatment is covered by most insurances. Call 256-715-7151 to schedule your free screening. Go to bestveincarehuntsville.com.
Did you know the state's top-ranked private school is here in Huntsville? What about one of the nation's few Orton Gillingham Academy accredited schools? At Randolph School, our experienced teachers and coaches challenge and nurture students as they prepare for college and life. Our pre-K through 12 school includes Green Gate School at Randolph, serving students with dyslexia. Parents, we know that you are your child's biggest advocate, and we invite you to explore your education options. Schedule a tour at randolphschool.net.
TOC Sports has been there for you. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what does that mean? It means for more than 20 years, Alabama's largest orthopedic group has been there providing coverage and care to more schools and student athletes in the Tennessee Valley than any other group. It means whether you are the star football player, the all-region volleyball ace, or someone who hurt their knee in a weekend pickup basketball game, TOC Sports physicians are proud to have the opportunity to care for all your orthopedic needs. It means for parents, coaches, athletes, desk jockeys, or even weekend warriors, TOC Sports physicians continue to meet and exceed the orthopedic and sports medicine needs of our community. But most importantly, during these challenging times, we're here for you now and will continue to be here. So as long as there are players on the field, games to be played, and contests to be won, the orthopedic specialist from TOC Sports will be ready to help. We don't know what the future holds, but you can count on the TOC Sports team to stay committed to you so you can stay in the game. Call 256-539-2728 today and ask to see a TOC Sports physician. Check them out online, also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Great food and the best live entertainment is what it's all about at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Head to downtown Huntsville every Tuesday for karaoke on the only outdoor karaoke stage in North Alabama. Thursday night is the Valley's longest running and biggest bike night. Food and drink specials, giveaways, and live music on the patio. And the Furniture Factory menu is fully loaded with options from steaks to salads, plus a whole lot more. Featuring a weekday happy hour that starts at 3. 619 Meridian Street, downtown Huntsville, and online at FurnitureFactoryBarGrill.com.
Guys, when we were 20, we never had to worry about spontaneity. And now that we've gotten older, spontaneity has been replaced with pills and injections. We're just trying to keep that intimacy, but it's taken away from spontaneity. At Advanced Life Clinic, we now offer GainsWave, which uses sound waves to non-invasively treat this issue with no need for pills or injections. Just give us a call, 256-888-9367, or check us out online, advancedlifeclinic.com.
McCurry Motors is your car and van rental headquarters. You can rent the vehicle you need today. Family in town, sporting event, church function, no matter what your need, McCurry Motors has you covered with a wide selection of cars and vans available for rent. They have 12-passenger Mercedes Sprinter vans, 12-passenger Ford Transit vans, 15-passenger Ford Transit vans, and 15-passenger Chevrolet Express vans. They have 2 locations, Highway 72 in Athens or Max Luther Drive in Huntsville.
Back, everybody, to the afternoon blitz here on a mellow Monday, where we're kind of chilling out, but not really, because we always got the energy of 20-year-old men. So we do be doing the things here. But welcome back, everybody. I'm Captain Cool, alongside the Bandi man Bailey Lowry. If you guys want to find us on Twitter, you can at the Blitz_sports, and you can find us on YouTube and Twitch at WZZNTV and watch us live there. Real quick before we go to break, okay, I wanted to go over some of these. I'm going to look at the SEC, well, no, top 25 scores only, okay, because we had a whole bunch of them from Week 11 that were a little tricky, and then going into this next week, they're going to get a little bit easier. But LSU defeated Arkansas. Very close game. Very close. I did not expect this one, but 13-10 in that. And Arkansas, they're 5-5 on the season, but they have been able to show up to games that they are not supposed to show up to, okay? We saw the Alabama. They even kept it close with Alabama. We had Malik Willis at the time, but still kept it close with that Alabama team. Moving over, we have Ohio State just destroying Indiana with some insane acrobatic catches coming out of that one from Marvin Harris Jr. And, did you see that game?
No.
Did you see that catch?
I mean, I saw the catch.
The way he kept his body in bounds, insane.
I mean, there were just some insane catches over the weekend, which, we're going to talk about some more of those tomorrow.
Oh, for sure, because I know one guy that you have on your fantasy team. You're dying over there.
I know. You ever, take a sip of your drink and, you breathe at the same time by accident?
Yeah, and it's a little later.
It's
like
down the wrong hole. Yeah, it's like it wanted me to choke a minute later.
Yeah, number 5, Tennessee absolutely demolished Missouri in a game that started off pretty close, but then Tennessee just pulled away. They just keep scoring. 66-24 is that score, and then moving over, Notre Dame took care of Navy. It was close. Like I said, every single time Notre Dame plays a team, it doesn't matter if they're bad, they're good, they're amazing or not. They always keep it close. And against this 3-7 Navy team, they just barely won 32, with Navy just coming out of nowhere at the end of the game to score 16 in the fourth. Notre Dame just kind of disappeared after the first half. I got to admit, Illinois they lost. They lost to Purdue.
They lost.
Yeah, they lost to Purdue. 31-24 was the score on that one. Vanderbilt upset Kentucky. Number 24, Kentucky, 24-21. Alabama took care of Ole Miss, 30-24. NC State drops to Boston College, 21-20. And moving down, Clemson took care of Louisville a little closer than they would have liked, but Clemson's sitting at 10, so I don't know if their chances are doing too good. Penn State shut out Maryland. Michigan beat Nebraska. UCF destroyed, well, they didn't destroy, it was actually close, Tulane, which was an upset, which was good right there. And then Georgia took care of Mississippi State. TCU's legit and beat Texas 17-10, and Oregon drops to Washington. Big implications right there. But we're going to hit a break. When we come back, the second hour of the show. You guys stay for that. This is the Afternoon Blitz.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
This is Attorney Tommy Sinyard on behalf of Sinyard Law, and again proud to be a sponsor of All Things Football here on ESPN Radio. My son Bart and I started our own law firm July 1 and are very proud and excited to be bringing you our 50 years of collective national award-winning injury trial law experience. Check us out on the web, sinyardlaw.com.
Sinyard Law, nationally recognized, locally respected.
When I chose a garage door company, I did my homework. I needed Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked the reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision Overhead Garage Door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. Call 256-400-4500.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, Managing Partner at University Kia, here letting you know we are proud supporters of Madison Academy football. Stop into the University Kia today and shop our large selection of new Kias, including the all-new Telluride 8-passenger SUV, the stylish new K5, and sporty new Seltos. Visit universitykia.com to view all our great offers and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia today, because we want to see you in a Kia. Go Mustangs!
This hour of the Blitz is brought to you by Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Online at FlemingHSV.com. Welcome to the evolution of sports radio.
You see, in this industry, just like in life, everything evolves.
Call 256-576-4977 to make your audible for the Blitz.
That man is playing Galaga. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
It's the Afternoon Blitz. Here are your hosts, Smokey, Captain Cool, and the Bandi Man.
Remember the time.
Hello, everybody. Hour number 2 here in No Man's Land. Welcome back to the Afternoon Blitz on the Tennessee Valley Blitz Sports Radio Network. I'm Captain Cool alongside the... It's not the beginning of the show, but you can play the Bandi Man little sounders because, yeah, they're quick. They're fun. We honestly need them more often. Also, we just need sounders more often, but again, we're figuring everything out in the studio because the Bandi Man do be running around back and forth. If you guys are watching the stream on WZZN TV, you can find us on YouTube and Twitch, as well as just all of our social medias. You can find us all there streaming the show, and then you can also get our apps, the Blitz Sports Radio and the 97.7 ESPN, the Zone app, where you'll have us at your fingertips. It's very ease of access. We have sports just constantly throughout the day on both stations, and it's just wonderful there. You can listen to Drudy Armin with the Recruiting Blitz. You do it. 9 to 10, weekdays. That's another amazing show that is on the small library of the Blitz Sports Radio shows. But as the time goes on, we grow bigger as one, with you guys. It's all just going to expand, and everybody's going to have such a wonderful time listening to, I don't know, maybe we might have a new show in the future that's just play-by-play. Yeah.
Maybe.
I know that's tickling your fancy over there, but you guys need to know if you want to join in on any of the conversations today or create an audible, you can call us at 256-576-4977 because we have a wide open second hour here in No Man's Land. So hop onto the show. Tell us what you want to talk about, sports, gaming, or other, and we will let you be the host for the time you are on with us. And this hour is presented by Woody Anderson Ford, the best place
for the best cars
and the best prices. Drive home in a brand new 2022 Ford Bronco, Mustang, or maybe a new Expedition. Have your own little shag wagon if you guys are watching the Pinky Out Gang, which I have a 2004 shag wagon that hasn't broke down just yet. But when it does, I will be taking it to Woody Anderson Ford because the quality that these guys bring to just their service and also just the customer service, honestly, it's wonderful all over the place. They'll get you guys fixed up and ready to go. And also, if you guys are looking for a brand new car, they have all of the cars for you, as well as used cars that I've been kind of eyeballing because I'm trying to get myself a GR86 someday. And yes, it's a Toyota and it's at a Ford dealership. It doesn't matter because they're selling cars. And people are buying them. And they do a great job over there. But as you guys know, the cool segment's coming up. We got a little bit to talk about Justin Fields just absolutely killing the sport of football right now. Even though the team's not doing so well, he himself is doing elite type of things. And we're also going to be talking about the Monday Night Football matchup that is to come, as well as me talking about how I did in my guessing the scores for this past week 10 of NFL football, because I wanted to know, because I never keep up with it, but I wanted to know what is my percentage on getting right and wrong. So Bandi, I'm gonna let you kind of keep up with, because I don't think I have a pen over here. I was gonna say I would just keep up with it, but I might let you keep up with what I gotta do with my record for these scores. But that's all coming up on What's Cool.
It's getting hot in here.
Spicy meatball.
So it's time to cool down with Captain Cool.
Oh yeah. Justin Fields. Dang straight. Oops, I clicked on an ad. All right, let's go through these scores real quick. We also picked an over and under for them. I don't know how well I did, but let's go over. I wish I have a pen.
You found one?
I've got a pink pen over here, okay? I don't know whose this is. I'm going to use it. Okay, so let's go over this. Seahawks, Buccaneers. I'm not going to go through all the stats and all that stuff because I'll save that for tomorrow. Buccaneers win this one. I got it wrong, so I'm going to put an X next to it. Wrong. Dolphins, got that one right. That one was pretty easy. I'm not. You know what? I'm not going to tell you guys about the games. I'm not going to tell you about my opinions. Titans, I got the Titans right. Bears, I got wrong because I thought they were going to, outperform the Lions, but it just didn't happen. So I'm going to go X on that one. Looking at the Texans and the Giants, I said the Giants would win. Obviously, the Giants get the dub, even though it was a little closer than I would like. The Chiefs will win. Get a check there. Vikings and Bills. This one hurts. This one really hurts because it's like we looked at this Vikings team and we thought that they weren't going to be, exactly what they're going to be. We didn't know that they were this valid. The 7-1 just looked nice next to their name, but now they're 8-1 after beating this Bills team. And now I could probably say they're valid, and I want to talk with RJ White on Wednesday about just kind of what they got to do moving forward, because this team is definitely going to the playoffs. And, I mean, looking at their performances against some of these good teams, they might even go to maybe the third round of the playoffs, and possibly, if lucky, they go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Because I don't know, because we really gave Buffalo a lot of credit just for being at home.
That as well.
That was kind of our thinking.
Uh-huh.
And, I mean, there was really no reason to doubt them. It was just going to be a battle between the top two wide receivers, I think, in the league right now, between Stephon Diggs and Justin Jefferson.
Of course.
But, oh, my gosh, and what a battle that was.
Yeah. I think the main thing was Josh Allen was going to be able to lead this team down the field and score a few touchdowns. But those interceptions at just the worst moments really just solidified this game, and the Vikings get the win on that one. So we got that one wrong, obviously. Saints, Steelers, we got it right. You know what I'm saying? Kenny Pickett be doing things over there, so I'll get a check next to that one. Colts, Raiders, thought the Raiders would get this one. I didn't think Jeff Saturday would have this team ready to perform against another NFL team with some actual coaches. But you know what? They looked better than they did before Jeff Saturday. So I'm going to give that a big old X because I got that one wrong. Cardinals, Rams, thought the Rams would win it, forgot that both both main quarterbacks were out of this game, so we got to see a little bit of Colt McCoy until he got injured, and then it got finished off a little bit later. I don't even know the third string's name.
That is actually crazy to me that Colt McCoy is still in the league.
I know. I thought that the other day. I was like, he's been on the freaking Cardinals since he's been on the Giants, and before that, I think he was on the Browns.
Yeah,
so
because I've been thinking, like, how long has it been since that first national championship under Nick Saban? And then it's like, he's still in the league?
I know. 2009, he was playing up against the Alabama Crimson Tide, which I think, did he leave that game early due to an injury? Okay.
Yeah, he got injured, and a lot of people will say that's the reason Alabama won.
Yeah, that Texas Longhorns team was pretty good that year. Packers versus Cowboys. This is another game. I said, you know what? I said the Packers were going to get this one. This was a tough one, too, because a lot of people swayed the other way. So I got that one right with the Packers winning. Bandi, what did you get on that one?
No, actually, I had the Cowboys winning because
it's valid.
I did not trust this Packers team at all.
Yeah.
And I thought with Dak Prescott playing pretty well, and he was just going to go in, do what he does, and all that, and just get the easy win. But not the Packers actually prove that they're still around and they put up a little bit of a challenge.
They are still relevant. They brought it to
the dub.
They brought it to overtime and got the dub a little late. And you know what, Aaron Rodgers, you're not doing too bad with those 3 touchdowns sitting on the board right there. But still, Packers have a long way to go to get out of this 4-6 hole. And that's kind of the same vibe we had with the Buccaneers going into the Seahawks game. The Seahawks, they've been looking really good. As of late, they've been looking a little less stellar, but still Geno Smith finds ways to win. And we thought, you know what, they have a solid quarterback who's actually doing things, whereas Tom Brady's still dealing with, personal problems. But you know what? Now he's 2-0 after the divorce, so this man maybe just got a little baggage off of his back. So still impressive win by the Packers. I got that one correct. Moving on, Chargers 49ers. I said the Chargers would win this game. I was dead wrong. Another X. And then Falcons Panthers. Well, where's the Falcons-Panthers? Did we not even talk about the Falcons and the Panthers?
Did we not?
Oh, no, because that was Thursday Night Football.
That was a Thursday Night Football
So then
matchup.
tonight, we got the Eagles going up against the Commanders, which should be an interesting one. I don't know. I actually don't know if it's going to be interesting or not. I know that it probably won't be, but that's just the main thing because, the Washington Commanders, they're traveling to Philadelphia to face the undefeated Eagles in a game that honestly couldn't be more lopsided. The last time these two teams played was way back in Week 3 when the Eagles defeated Washington handily 24-8 at the Commanders' home. So thinking about that, kind of it might be even worse tonight being in Philadelphia, but still, we'll have to see. I mean, the Bills-Titans matchup was like the big game where it's just like you think it's going to be good, you think it's going to be good. It was a blowout. So I'm waiting for that next primetime blowout, which I think is going to be tonight. But at the same time, Carson Wentz was the quarterback at the time whenever they first played the Eagles, and he didn't do too good against them. Okay,
not too well.
And now Tyler Heineke's the quarterback. This is probably his last week to be quarterback. Okay, because next week, one Mr. Carson Wentz is coming back.
Yep.
And it's going to be exciting to see how he performs. But Tyler Heineke's got a little time to show out one last time because honestly, behind Tyler Heineke, the Commanders have been looking a little bit more impressive than usual. Okay.
Yeah, I mean they really have. I mean they've improved their record up to 4-5.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, they're still going into a very good Eagles team in Philadelphia. I mean, the spread's -11.
It's a big one.
And, I mean,
as it should be, though.
I hate spreads like that because that's that awkward middle point. It's more than a touchdown.
Yeah.
And it's more than a touchdown and a field goal, but 2 touchdowns guarantees it.
I know. That's the thing. Yeah. But maybe they might kick a field goal, get a little closer to the game. I don't know what the score is going to be. I don't want to guess it because I know I'll probably be way wrong. It might be a low-scoring game when I thought it was supposed to be a high-scoring game. That's usually how it goes, okay? We thought the same thing with last week's primetime matchup. But, still, Tyler Heineke, he's been holding down the fort. He won the last 2 games not the last 2 games, but 2 games out of the 3 games that he has started because the game before he started, Carson Wentz was in. They got the dub. But Tyler Heineke had to end up coming in later in that game, and he didn't really do anything, but still Carson Wentz pretty much won that game for him. But another thing that's keeping this team's hopes high is the 3-game winning streak that they had going into the Vikings last week where they lost. And, the thing is, this game was extremely close. The score was 20-17, and at the time, we questioned the validity of the Vikings team. But then the Vikings go on and beat the Bills, so you can kind of say that the Commanders team has is kind of a thing to say going into this Eagles team because you know what? They don't look that bad against good teams. So
and what I'm thinking is, I'm thinking at the end of the day, Philadelphia is going to win this.
Yeah.
But I think Washington covers. I think Philly's going to win by 10.
Okay.
I think it's going to be like a 31-21 kind of score.
Okay.
That's going to be my prediction.
I see the Commanders probably scoring 17. That's the cap for them. So I think the Eagles might get to 30, whereas the Commanders are probably going to sit at 17 at the end of this night. So they might, you know what, the line might be blown away. It might be a totally different thing. But right now, we kind of have two different things we're thinking about. And you know what? Either one could probably happen because on prime time, you never know what you're going to see from Tyler Heineke.
Yeah, very true.
So it's going to be nice. But either way, if you want to keep up with, or if you haven't been keeping up with the NFL this past week, we'll have all the scores and implications tomorrow during the cool segment of the show because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of teams that were doing bad that have usually been doing great in the past have got the dubs this week. It's the first time in a long time that both of them have won because you know what? Both Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady have had shaky seasons. But at the same time, they're not the ones that to really be held fully accountable for because the teams are just not looking that good and the coaching's not looking amazing. And you know what? I want to figure out what's going on with these Cowboys going forward because you know what? Taking a loss to Green Bay like they usually do, I mean, how do you rebound from that? Because Cowboys having a stellar season going into this game. I mean, they really were having a stellar season. 6-2 is nothing to look away from, okay? And I know most of that was Cooper Rush doing his stuff, getting those wins. But Dak Prescott's back, and he's looking really good. And you know what? It was just a bad game. It was a bad game against these Packers, even though you can't even say it was a bad game. But we don't know how this Packers team fully is, so we'll have to see next week. If the Packers can continue this hot streak, it'd be nice to see. But at the same time, the Cowboys need to really rebound from this loss to the Packers because it's something that they've always dealt with the Packers constantly getting the upper hand on the Cowboys. And, I mean, the only time that I think the Cowboys won with Dak Prescott against the Packers was his rookie season. And I don't know if that's fully true, but at the same time, I think it is. So I'm pretty sure it is. I don't have all like notes in front of me, guys. That's just kind of how the radio biz works, okay? We work off of our minds, and you know what? My mind's pretty stellar. It thinks quickly. Sometimes it says stuff that might be real, might not be, but most of the time it's real. I wouldn't say it on the station if it wasn't, okay? Sometimes I've been goofed before, like not Jameis Winston, like Cam Newton going to the Saints. I was goofed fully that day. If that happened, that would have been ridiculous. I would have made a huge story about it. I would have talked about it constantly. But you know what? It didn't happen. We still need to know who's going to really lead this Saints team to wins too. And you know what? Going against the Steelers, you kind of had a feeling they would lose, and they did. Because you know what? Andy Dalton, he's just not the guy for him. And Kamara's not getting any he's not getting any help out there. So that's the one thing that's really holding them back. And we could go through all the rest of the teams. Okay, Colt McCoy had a spectacular game, 238 yards passing, even though okay, he got injured. He ended it on a good note. And I mean the Cardinals, they easily beat the Rams, okay? And I know that the Rams kind of missed Cooper Kupp after, the injury in that game, which leads to even more implications moving forward. This is a 3-6 Rams team. This team won the Super Bowl last year. Gosh dang it. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this team because I was starting to become a fan of them. I almost you could say I hopped on a bandwagon for this team. It was Cooper Kupp bandwagon, but still.
The Cooper Kupp bandwagon?
I was on the Cooper Kupp bandwagon. And also, I really liked when, what's his name? Oh, crap. I already forgot his name. So I guess I'm not a fan of them anymore. But
because you're not a bandwagon of that guy.
He got cut, and now he's on the Chargers, so it's not too different, but I forgot exactly who he was. I really should have just remembered it because I was talking highly of him, too. I'll probably think of it at one random time when I'm falling asleep tonight, but we'll see about that. And I'm already running out of time with my other story, which is the story about Justin Fields doing just amazing, okay? As I said earlier, Justin Fields may, in fact, be the man. Now, we know of mobile quarterbacks in the league, and it's kind of regular now. We see Lamar Jackson, who mostly shows up. Sorry, I had a lot of saliva was building up in my mouth with all that talking that I was doing. A little bit of transparency for you guys because we love you. We love you for listening. But Lamar Jackson, who mostly shows up when to run more than pass, he's a running back quarterback type of guy. And then on the other spectrum, we see Josh Allen, who could pass, and if needed to, he can run a pretty good game. Now, as we all know, Fields popped off against the Dolphins last week, getting most of the highlights with his feet, rushing for 178 yards with one touchdown. Now, 178 yards is not easy. Not for a running back.
Not at all.
Definitely not for a quarterback. We see some crazy freak plays like Derrick Henry against the Texans, but that's just normal. Okay, Texans stink. gross. They still want Davis Mills to be the quarterback, though. They're not ready to pull him out. But still, 178 yards, amazing by him against the Dolphins team that destroyed my Cleveland Browns. And although he was lacking in yards thrown, he still had 3 touchdown passes. Now, this week against the Lions, we had a feeling that he'd probably do more of what he did the week previous. That's why I said the Bears were going to beat the Lions this week. But that's not what happened, okay? The outcome wasn't what we expected. Fields still ran for 147 yards and scored 2 touchdowns while also passing 2 touchdowns for 167 yards in the air, okay? In both games, Fields averaged 11-plus yards per carry, okay? Fields is no stranger. He ain't no stranger to having to run away from defenders when his linemen don't block. But it looks as if the team is finally, looking at this guy and being like, maybe we should have more plays designed for him to run the ball, okay?
Yeah.
Maybe this is the guy that needs to run the ball constantly because you know what? There's other guys in the backfield that just aren't doing what they need to do. But this guy, Justin Fields, man, surprisingly, he is so quick. So quick. And he's running away from these defenders, and he's looking good doing it. I can't wait to see this Bears team kind of get together and kind of form something like a team that just holds him on their shoulders. All right, that's what I want to see. I want to see them going into the field or onto the field with Justin Fields onto the shoulders and be like, we don't want this guy touching the ground until he's on the grass of this field, so he can run the ball all over the place. And then you know what? When the game's over, we pick him up, throw him on our shoulders, take him off the field, and you know what? The next time he's on the ground is when they're at practice the day after. Okay. That's what I want to see out of this Bears team. I want to see everything. I want to see Justin Fields succeed. I want to see the Bears succeed. You know what? They've had a lot of shaky seasons, but this is the season where it's just like they're figuring out what they need to do moving forward, and Justin Fields is what they need to do moving forward. If you guys have any comments on that, call us at 256-576-4977, and we can talk about it a little bit. I wouldn't mind to, but I'm excited to see what he has up his sleeve in Week 11 when they face off against the Falcons, where we should see way more running by this young quarterback, like we did against the Lions. They just couldn't get the win. Lions pulled on one away, so that's how it is. Bandi, you got anything cool for the cool segment of the show?
I mean, honestly, the Weird Al documentary was great.
Is that new?
Yeah, I mean, it's relatively new because it's like it's a biopic done in the most Weird Al way.
Yeah.
It's like he's telling his life story to a friend is like the best way I can describe the movie. And that it's like how he came up with each song, like Amish Paradise. That. Like the whole thing is that he came up with Eat It first, and then Michael Jackson then came out with Beat It, and the whole thing is like him like getting incredibly mad that they're comparing him to Michael Jackson. It's like, like for all of my career, I'm just gonna be compared to Michael Jackson now.
That's
this
funny.
Michael Jackson guy now. People are gonna think Beat It came first.
Did he actually make Eat It first?
No.
Okay.
I mean, the whole thing is just like a parody.
It's a whole joke.
Over exaggerated. Like he was like hanging out all the time. Like the whole thing ends up with like Madonna becoming like a cartel boss and killing Pablo Escobar.
Holy crap.
Yeah, did you know that?
I didn't know that. I don't think that's real. But still, that's pretty funny. I might actually have to give it a watch.
It's a great movie. And Daniel Radcliffe as Weird Al, it does a really good job.
Yeah, I'm glad that he's kind of stretching out from that Harry Potter role and doing so much other amazing stuff. Like, the only other movie I've seen him do, which it's interesting to see how well he actually, performs in other roles, was like The Lady in Black or something like that.
Ooh, I think I've heard of that movie.
It's a good movie.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's one of those movies where he goes into this spooky house and then he's there and then the house kind of just like does weird stuff to him, and then there's a bunch of jump scares and stuff, but I remember it being a good one. I haven't watched it since it came out.
Like Monster House?
Oh, kind of, in a way, but I mean, there's no like Lady in Black flying around, because that does happen in the movie, so warning for you guys. Spoiler warning, too. No, I wouldn't even call that a spoiler.
Yeah. I mean, that seems pretty self-explanatory for the title.
It's the name. It's the freaking name of the movie, guys.
It's like if you go into it's like if you're watching, was it like Lady of the Water or something, like Lady of the Lake? There's like an old Guillermo del Toro movie, I think. It was, no, get this. I have like a core memory of this, of seeing that poster all the time, like in movie gallery, and being creeped out. Because I had no idea what the movie was about. I had no idea what it was or what I was looking at.
Yeah.
I just knew it wasn't right.
Speaking of,
I'm like, this is creepy.
Speaking of movies that kind of creep me out, whenever I look at the cover art for the movie Hereditary by A24, have you watched that movie, first off?
I have not.
Oh, Bandi.
Is it like a horror movie?
It is a horror movie. It is horrific. It is so good, but it's
Hereditary.
so terrifying. A24 does some great films. They also do some weird stuff, but I've also watched The Green Knight by A24, which I've loved The Green Knight ever since I was in middle school when I first read the book. But yeah, Hereditary, you're looking at a beautiful little house. Yeah, it is a crazy film. Crazy film.
It's got some good people in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Toni Collette. Yeah, I like her.
Got some classics. It's based in, I think, Utah as well. Yeah, so you might get a kick out of that. We should watch that together.
When the matriarch of the Graham family passes away, her daughter and grandchildren begin to unravel cryptic and increasingly terrifying secrets about their ancestry, trying to outrun the sinister fate they have inherited.
It sounds like a Disney show, like synopsis, but I swear
3.5 out of 5.
It is insanely good. It is so good. Don't look at the reviews. If you have kids though, don't watch it because it is messed up. But I will suggest it to you, Bandi, because I know you don't got kids and you got a lot of time. I want to watch it with you. That would be a good thing. I've shown John, the golfer that came on with us a few weeks back, which I can't wait to get him back on to tell us about his journey into being a professional, because he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it, and I'm gonna be behind him, backing him the whole way. But Bandi, I think it's time we talk about some video games because we got a lot to talk about.
We got the Game Award nominees.
I know.
And I can't wait to talk about them because there are some, like, kind of what in the world are they doing on here? But honestly, I'm not mad they're there.
I'm not either. I like to see the love for all the games all over the place, and that'll all be coming up when we come back with the play-by-play with the Bandi Man. You guys stick with us because you're listening to the Afternoon Blitz.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
At Bryant Bank, we believe your goals are worth chasing, and every step along the way is worth celebrating. From your hopes for the future to the challenges that keep you up at night, we're here for you. Bryant bankers put care into action to help you live legendary by stepping up when you need us most and doing what's right, even when no one is watching. Come experience a local bank whose people greet you by name and treat you like family. Bryant Bank, member FDIC.
You want the right specialist for your recovery. At SportsMed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center, we understand every body is different. Your muscles and bones are unique, as is your body. Our SportsMed specialists offer innovative treatments and minimally invasive procedures, allowing you to quickly return to the life you love. Locations in Huntsville, Madison, Athens, and Decatur, and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com. Improving performance, improving lives.
In 1982, Bob Baumhauer introduced Alabama to the Buffalo Wild Wing, and quite frankly, we've never been the same. Back then, it was Wings and Things in Tuscaloosa, but now, 40 years later, after 4 name changes, Baumhauer's Victory Grill is the #1 sports-themed restaurant in the state. Bob's Alabama Hot Chicken is something that has to be tried to believe, plus the new Bam Bam Chicken and the Louisiana-style Go Fish, a whitefish over rice topped with shrimp etouffee. And Baumhauer's is fighting inflation with some new affordable favorites. Visit Baumhauer's on the South Parkway today. Tom Abraham here for my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com. What's better than Valley Equipment Rental? 2 Valley Equipment Rentals, and that's just what we have now. The original on the South Memorial Parkway between Drake and Airport Road, and their second location on North Memorial Parkway just north of Winchester Road. Valley Equipment is locally owned and has more skid steers, excavators, and lifts than anyone in the area, plus all the small tools that you need to get the job done like a pro. And if you are a pro, you need to check out the new North location now because Valley Equipment has what you need. Learn more at valleyequipmentrents.com.
Hey, hey. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Afternoon Blitz. I'm your host, Bandi Man Bailey Lowry, joined across the glass, across the aisle by my co-host, got the cool John Abraham.
Yo, I love that way that you introduced us again. That was nice. I like that a lot. We should do that every single day. That's the one thing I miss about doing the later segment is because you get that song. I like the song that I come back with, but Now,
here's the thing. Where do you know that song from? Because where have you first heard it?
Oh, I probably heard it somewhere before I watched Guardians, but Guardians is probably the thing that I've heard it from, yeah.
Okay, Guardians was first. Actually, for me, it wasn't Guardians first.
What was it?
F is for Family.
I haven't watched it.
It's a great show.
My brother, he's watched it. He says good things about it, but it never really piqued my interest. I don't watch a lot of adult cartoons nowadays, except for I'm watching Rick and Morty right now, so it's kind of what I'm into. I saw that they have another one that's called, dang it, it's on Netflix. What's it called? Inside Job.
Yep, Inside Job.
Yeah,
I've heard about it.
It looks like Rick and Morty. I don't know if it's made by the same creators. Might be animated by them, but I don't know.
I'm not sure either. But F is for Family is a good one. If you're a fan of Bill Burr and his style of comedy, you'll really like it.
Okay. I might give it a try one of these days. Bandi, get into what you got to talk about.
Oh, we got some good video game news. Warzone 2 drops this week.
Nice.
Overwatch 2 update coming this week.
Okay.
Sorry, I know you're kind of getting hyped.
You hyped me up and then you brought me down.
I'm sorry, but yeah, Warzone 2.0 dropping this week. Overwatch 2 dropping this week, and we also finally got the nominees for the Game Awards that are going to be happening in December, and some of these Game of the Year picks and these other reward picks I'm super excited for. That's all coming up here on the E Play-by-Play.
Time to catch up on esports with E Play-by-Play with the Bandi Man.
I'm going to bring that music down, sit in my chair, and put me back on camera.
Do it.
Now, here's what we got in the video game news. I mean, the Overwatch 2 patch is going to be dropping here very soon. I believe actually tomorrow is when the new update's supposed to hit, November 15th, and then 16th right after is when we get Warzone. But Overwatch 2, you got problems to fix.
Oh, no.
The monetization thing, and this is like the one time where I'm not looking forward to a new content update or like a new season update.
Really?
Because I know what's going to happen. I'm not going to buy the Battle Pass straight up. No. Because here's what you do. You grind the Battle Pass, and then if you feel like buying it at the end of a season to get all the rewards you missed along the way, you do that.
Yeah.
It's the best way to save money. I'm not looking forward to grinding all the way up because I'm still not level 55 yet on the current one. And here's the thing. Thank God I had Overwatch 1 because otherwise I wouldn't be able to play Kiriko.
Yeah.
And she's probably one of my favorite supports right now besides Ana.
Okay.
But the new hero coming, Overwatch 1 players aren't getting. You're either going to have to buy the Battle Pass or grind all the way to 55 to play him. And no.
It's not happening.
No.
Lost interest.
That needs to be lowered. At this point, I've got, like, with the new content update, great.
Yeah.
I'm all for new characters being added in. I'm not grinding up to level 55. Yeah. That new tank hero, and he's probably going to be broken, too.
It stinks how I went from, like, being a mainly Overwatch player for my longest time when I first got my Xbox, and it's gotten to the point where it's like I've had my time in the game. You know, I've played plenty of hours. I mean, I've told you my diva playtime plenty of times, like 56 hours mainly on her, and then the rest it just like trickles down. But I've gotten to the point where it's like, you know, I'm enjoying Call of Duty a lot. Yeah. And with this new Warzone update, it's going to be massive, okay? It's going to be huge.
And you know what it is, too? You know what also probably got you excited about Overwatch 1?
What?
Is that whenever they release, like, a new champion or a new hero, it's like, oh, great. When it drops, I'm just gonna hop in. I'm gonna mess around with this hero.
Yeah.
Like they look awesome.
Yeah.
Like when Doomfist was revealed and released. Oh my goodness, that was awesome. Just everybody trying them out. But it's because they were available at the jump.
Yeah.
But you had to pay to get into Overwatch 1.
Sombra was one of those characters that was added in later on that I played a lot of because I just liked her style. I liked the way she played and stuff like that. And then even with her, like she reminding me of Tracer in a way where they die so quick. I mean, they're not that type of character that's supposed to get into the gunfights and stuff. But it's just gotten to the point where it's like there's so many other games that I'd rather play, and I only have so much space on my Xbox. With the Warzone update coming, it's gonna be a big one. I forgot exactly how much gigabytes it's gonna take up, but I know
over 100.
I know that's the thing.
But there's an explanation for it.
Okay, I know that I'll have to probably get rid of some games, and I think Overwatch 2. Sadly, I think it's my time to just drop it for now.
Now, and here's what I like. I like that you brought up Tracer. I hate that champion. I hate that hero.
Really?
Tracer and Moira specifically.
Okay.
Because of their escape.
Yeah.
Because I play Ana, and what do I like to do? Whenever you get up on me, grenade, you're not getting healed anymore, and now try to survive. What happens with Tracer? Hops in, I grenade, and it's like, oh, recall.
See?
And now the healing debuff is gone.
Yeah, she's one of those.
And my grenade's back on cooldown.
She's one of those quick characters. She can really ruin your day if there's a good one playing. But if not, I mean, she's a very easy character to get. I mean, if she's just jumping around all over the place, she's already used her rewind. Because, I mean, that's just what a lot of the younger players do whenever they're playing as these characters. They don't know how to work the cooldowns as well. But she's one of those characters I really tried to get into back in Overwatch 1. I did see some success with her. But nowadays, if I try to go and play her, I don't have the time to really put into all of these heroes to give it the good old varsity try. So I just give up on it.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, she is very squishy. So if you get like a hold of her and like you're able to lock her down, she's gonna die very fast.
Yeah.
But it's also, oh my God, you ever try to deal with a G-fueled out Tracer, like trying to hit her with a sleep dart or a Genji? Impossible.
I can only imagine for you playing as Ana because I know with Ana, when I used to play her, I could hardly even hit a Rhine. So
I know. Literally, I'll miss all my dart. I'll miss my dart, and then they just get rid of my healing debuff. And I'm just sitting there with only my rifle. Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why do I play this character?
Yeah.
And then I sleep at charging Rhine. I'm like, that's why. But moving on to Call of Duty and Warzone 2.0, they've talked a little bit more about Warzone. And what I really want to talk about before getting into the Game Awards is really how they're doing Gulag.
Okay.
I like the way they're doing this, but I don't know how it's going to go down because now it's a 2v2 Gulag.
Okay.
You're going to be able to go in there with one of your squad mates if, let's say you both die at the same time, or heck, it might just be another random.
Well, it could be like you die and then you die like another time, and then if you're in the gulag, like the surrounding area of the gulag, and your teammate's in there with you, it might just put you in on its own. I wonder if it'll do. Does it say anything about you having to be with your team, or could you be mixed with some other person?
Now, it doesn't say anything about that because I imagine it's going to work like that in solos as well.
Okay.
So it looks like it'll probably prioritize your teammates, like your squad mates, if you're both in the gulag together, but otherwise you're going in there with another random.
Okay.
Now, predefined loadouts, pretty basic, same as Gulag 1.
Yeah.
You all went in with the same stuff. But there's a new enemy.
Oh?
The Jailer. So in the Gulag, the Jailer is going to spawn in the center and has a minigun.
Okay.
It looked like from the trailer he also might have a Juggernaut suit.
Oh.
So this could be bad. But here's the thing. Everyone in the Gulag, all 4 players can redeploy if all players team up and kill the Jailer.
Okay.
Or you eliminate the opposing team and you two are redeployed.
Okay.
And they're out of the game.
So either way, the Jailer is going to be there, though, right?
Either way, the Jailer's there, and he's going to be an issue whether you like it or not.
So I'm glad that the Jailer is just the CPU. Okay, so he's got the little poo brain, but you might be able to take him down pretty handily. But at the same time, with a lot of these CPUs, they might be able to find you when you don't even expect them to see you. Okay.
Yeah. Now, what I'm scared of is, again, it's going to be an AI character.
Uh-huh.
So what I am scared is going to happen is that there's going to be an exploit found maybe within like the opening days or like, heck, even opening hours of Warzone because that's how much people play this game.
Oh, yeah.
But where they could maybe abuse the AI of the Jailer and make it so that all 4 players are able to just respawn back in incredibly quickly. Like, hey, if the players stand in this spot, then the Jailer can't really figure out who to track or like where to go, and it just kind of stands still and you're able to fire on it. No problem.
I think it'll be fine with that.
Yeah. So I mean, I hope there's not like an exploit thing that can happen.
So,
because I think this could be a really cool addition.
Yeah, I think it's awesome too. I like the adding of some computer-based models into the game. I think it's gonna be a great idea. One thing I have a question about too is if you die against the jailer, are you done, or is there a chance that if they kill the jailer, you're gonna come back with the rest of the squad?
That info has not been revealed.
Oh, I guess we're gonna figure that out soon enough then.
But I imagine if you die to the jailer, then it still comes down to whether or not the jailer dies. Then everybody will be brought back, or again, if one team's eliminated, and it's like, oh, his idiot teammate died of a jailer. Let's just 2v1 on him now.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is going to happen because there's going to be proximity chat in the jail as well. So it could come.
Oh, God, proximity chat in the gulag.
It's going to be insane. You're going to hear all the people around you too, probably, which would be actually really cool if you could. Maybe they're far away or something like that. But I think it'd be funny. I think it's going to be funny whenever it comes to the point where you're going against the jailer and you have the squad, like you kind of like just told everybody, like, we're going to go after the jailer. We're all going to survive. But then whenever you're actually going at the jailer, one of them goes down, and then the other squad is thinking to themselves, well, why don't we just take out this other guy, and then we can be respawned. So there's going to be a lot of revenge, a lot of betrayal. It's going to be freaking awesome.
Yeah, they're completely redesigning the way Warzone works, making it essentially a whole new game from Warzone 1 while keeping the Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty feel to the game, which I think is great.
I'm all here
That's
for
what
it.
I wanted. I wanted a fresh take on Warzone because I was tired of the crackdown movement and the slide canceling and all this crap in the 10 attachment meta from Vanguard. I was so tired of it.
Yeah, I don't think I would even contemplate getting the game or getting Warzone if it was the same, but they've added so many new things. Which, are you going to go over some of the new stuff? Because I know one of them is whenever you jump out of the planes, I think you're squatted up and you're like going off of one guy.
Yeah, that's what it kind of looked like. That y'all were in formation diving, literally in a cross, or like a diamond.
Yeah, like if Apex was a 4-man squad instead of a 3-man with everybody like just behind each other. It's just everybody's kind of just in a cross formation going down to the ground. I wonder how that's gonna work, if that's even a thing, because maybe they just threw it in there. But I think what they do is they always throw something inside of those trailers to kind of be like, hey. This is something that's going to happen, but we're not going to tell you.
Yeah, just kind of sneak it in there. See if players are paying attention.
Yeah.
But what's also good, if you own Modern Warfare 2,
okay,
you might be able to save some good space on your hard drive.
Oh.
Because it appears the application for both Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 are the same.
Oh.
But there's going to be a Warzone pack that you download, kind of like a campaign pack or those multiplayer packs.
Okay.
And this pack is only 3 gigabytes.
Really? I might not have to get rid of Overwatch after all.
So it seems like the majority of the bulk of Warzone, what this tells me is that this might already be in the game, a lot of it. But, I mean, the 3 gigabyte file, that may just be like an add-on. Or like the maps and just basically implementing it all that into the game.
Yeah.
That's good. Save the space.
Of course.
Optimize.
Of course.
That was my main issue with Warzone 1. Your optimization was terrible.
Terrible. All around.
Because, God, you can't like MacGyver together 3 games into one and then expect it to work properly.
And there have been a few times when I've hopped on the game, like it does the quick resume, because that's what Xbox does. It has the quick resume. You can jump into games and leave them and go into another one that's still going on. So I've been able to jump into just like the main loading screen, or not the loading screen, but the menu for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Instead, though, it says Warzone. Yep. It does say that, and I bet there's more people that have said this or brought this up. But whenever you try to actually get into it, it brings you to this loading screen that just takes forever. So then you just inevitably just reset the game. But that's another good thing to add on to thinking about. Most of Warzone's probably already in the game. That 3 extra is just gonna add in the rest.
Like asset wise, I mean, literally all the stuff that makes up Warzone is already in Modern Warfare 2. So we're gonna be adding the maps, the game modes, the mechanics, all that stuff into it. That's great. Optimize your stuff.
Yeah.
And now moving on, because I'm running out of time for the last story. The Game Awards nominees have been released.
Okay.
For all 31 categories. My goodness, I'm not going to go through all of them because that's a lot. But the big ones: Game of the Year, A Plague Tale: Requiem. I'm excited for.
Okay.
Good game. Elden Ring and God of War Ragnarok.
Of course.
They are going to lead the charge.
They're probably going. One of those games is going to win, and I think it's going to be God of War. But continue, Bandi.
Horizon Forbidden West.
Okay.
I haven't played, but heard very good things about. Stray. I want to play that so badly. And then Xenoblade Chronicles 3. What is it doing here?
Where did it come from?
What? Okay, Xenoblade 1 and 2 Xenoblade 1 is one of my favorite JRPGs on Nintendo. I love it. Shulk is the boy. Xenoblade 2, a little weirder, not a bad game. I haven't played Xenoblade 3, but just the fact that it's here. Yes.
That's awesome.
Give this franchise more recognition.
I like it. And if you notice with a lot of these games, I think 3 of them are PlayStation exclusives.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, let me actually go back to it because, let's see, Stray, you can actually, I think it's on PC as well.
Well, still, I mean, it's solidly on, PlayStation.
But Horizon and God of War, PlayStation exclusives
insane.
As of right now.
It's insane as of now.
And Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is a Nintendo Switch exclusive.
Yeah. No Xbox exclusives.
No.
Halo Infinite
was
last year.
Is Plague Tale? No, I don't think Plague Tale's not exclusive. It was just on Game Pass.
Yeah. Good for us.
Good for us. And then Elden Ring, yeah, it's
everywhere.
I want Elden Ring to win.
I want it to win too, just because it's had the longevity and the launch was like. If you guys probably forget how insane the launch was, but me and Bandi were there for it. Bandi got to play it, and then seeing God of War, they get the 10 out of 10 rankings throughout the whole board, which is the same with Elden Ring. But you know what? It coming out a little bit later might be that little push that'll give God of War the win on that.
Yeah, and with God of War, it's got some of the best combat I've ever seen.
Yeah.
In a game.
Looks amazing.
It's ridiculously good. Best audio design. Modern Warfare 2 has been nominated for this.
Not for Footsteps.
Not for Footsteps.
Hate it. I hate it.
Yeah, certainly not for Footsteps. But just playing through the campaign and some of the stuff they put in these missions, yeah, I can see it being up here.
How far did you get into the campaign? Don't tell me where you're at, but
Hold on. Tell me where you're at.
Okay, I'll tell you where I'm at. I'm at where I don't want to say what I was about to say. The lady is sniping from afar, and she's just talking to you guys.
Okay. On the boat?
So it's like mission 6, yes.
On the boat? Yep, I just finished that one.
Okay, you just finished it? So
Yep.
you haven't gotten to the part past it?
No, that's where I stopped. That's where I say,
Okay.
after those people came to the boat.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm doing a playthrough of it on the Pinky Out Gang channel, so if you ever want to see where I'm at, that is where I'm at.
Yes. And now, let's see. I'm just scrolling through some more of these categories. Like, we got best, performance in a game, best ongoing.
Okay.
This could be interesting. So, Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact. Please don't let Genshin Impact win that. Best indie game.
Okay.
Tunic is nominated.
Nice.
As well as Stray, Sifu, Neon White, and Cult of the Lamb. Cult of the Lamb I've heard very good things about, as well as Neon White.
It's on Game Pass, I believe.
Cult of the Lamb?
I believe so. Cult of the Lamb.
Probably not on PC Game Pass.
Probably not.
As of course it's not.
You got an Xbox, Bandi. Just whip that thing out. Dust off the top.
Dust off the top. Best action game.
Okay.
Bayonetta 3,
All right.
Modern Warfare 2, Neon White, Sifu, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge.
That one's anybody's game. I mean, I feel like
Right.
Call of Duty would probably get the nod on that one, but it's just because it's Call of Duty. Maybe they might just go for... I'd like to see Shredder's Revenge get number 1 on that.
Yeah. I think out of all these, I would give it, I think probably Modern Warfare 2 or potentially Bayonetta 3.
Okay.
Is going to win that category. I could also see Sifu taking it.
Sifu's an interesting game.
Sifu's a great game, but
Yeah.
you also have Best Action Adventure. But this one is going to be won by either Horizon Forbidden West or God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah, it's a given.
Best role-playing game, Elden Ring, is probably going to take this over the likes of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Pokemon Legends Arceus, Triangle Strategy, and Live Alive. Best fighting game.
Okay, this is his stuff now.
Sifu should not be here. I'm counting that out. It has no PvP mode. It's an action-adventure game.
Yeah.
So we have Multiverses, DNF Duel, King of Fighters 15, and JoJo's. JoJo's got nominated for a Game of the Year award. Well, not Game of the Year award, but a Best Fighting Game at the Game of the Year. And honestly, out of all these, I would probably say King of Fighters 15 is probably going to win it because it is the most FGC competitive game. People are still playing it, and it's honestly probably got the best mechanics out of all these 3.
Well, there's also the esports category too.
There is an esports category, but that's more ruled by, Counter-Strike, Dota 2,
I don't
League
know.
of Legends.
I feel like Fighters 15 will probably get stuck in the middle where it's just like it can't find its way, to get an award this year. I feel like JoJo's, although, we really want it to
Please be JoJo's.
I want it to be JoJo's. It is pretty much a remake, but adding in new characters and stuff like that, new maps and all that. But it still is a remake, so it's just like, whose game is this? And it's definitely not going to be Multiverses.
It's not going to be Multiverses,
No.
I'm sorry. But they are also up for Best Multiplayer Game, which
Okay.
the nominees are Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge.
Okay.
Not a bad choice at all. Splatoon 3.
Okay.
Also not a bad choice.
Good one.
Multiverses, Modern Warfare 2, and Overwatch 2. Overwatch 2 should not even be nominated for Game of the Year. It's the same game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. Best debut indie.
I don't care about that.
I'm not sure Stray or Neon White's probably going to take that.
Okay.
Best adaptation.
All right.
Okay.
Now we're talking.
This is for the movie folks. Uncharted is nominated. I don't think it's going to win it because this is actually a pretty stacked lineup this year for this
It
category.
was a trash film. It was trash.
I didn't even hear it was that bad. I thought it was just all right.
I've heard it bad. I've heard bad.
I don't know. I mean, Tom Holland, good acting can carry a movie.
That's what I'm saying. But at the same time, maybe he just doesn't fit that Nathan Drake character. But
That is true. He's a little young.
Yeah, I feel like that. But at the same time, me and Bandi haven't really watched fully through that movie, so it might be better than we think. Go give it a watch and tell us what you think.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Possibly.
Good movie. I really did enjoy the first one, and I like how Sonic has really gotten a resurgence over the last couple of years.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the two good movies, and then now they finally got a good 3D platformer and a 3D Sonic game in like the last 5 years.
No, 06 was great. It was my childhood, Bandi.
How do you feel about that being 16 years old?
Makes me feel a little bit older, but you know what? The vibes still hit so right.
But for Sonic Frontiers, is objectively the best 3D Sonic game in a long time.
It's a weird vibe. It's a weird vibe.
And I don't get the hate for it.
I don't know.
Some of these content creators put out videos and they just take their word for it
Yeah.
as gospel without
Yeah.
even touching it. And then you got the Cuphead show, which I played Cuphead. Very hard game.
Very hard game.
Very hard game.
Yeah.
Really fun.
Oh, yeah.
But in the Cuphead show, I didn't know what to expect going into it because it's more marketed as a kid show. And when in reality,
It's not. Yeah,
when in reality in the game, you're taking the souls away from people and you're gambling your life away. But really cool aesthetic, really good voice acting and writing
Yes.
too. I was actually genuinely surprised at how much I enjoyed it.
So I've only watched the first episode, and I can tell you this: it does look like a kids show going into it, but it's not. It's not.
It's not.
Definitely not.
And I hadn't seen season 2 yet, but
Still gotta watch it.
the big ones for this year.
Give them to me.
Arcane.
Oh.
And Cyberpunk Edge
Oh.
Runners. These two are going. This is going to be a bloodbath for best adaptation because these are not only two of the best animated shows right now. These are some of the best shows you can watch on Netflix.
Exactly.
Arcane, I did not expect good things going into it because I'm like, how good can a League of Legends show be?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh my god, there is so much untapped potential here in this universe.
Yes.
And this is fantastic.
Uh-huh.
I need more of this.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cyberpunk Edge Runners, I had the same thing. You take a highly acclaimed animation studio in Studio Trigger, and you just give them the cyberpunk world to just do whatever they want with it and craft an interesting story that not only got people back invested into the game, but got people invested into cyberpunk as a whole.
Yes. I will say this, okay? Arcane, I'm going to say probably will win this one just because it's League of Legends, a little bit more popular. But you cannot look past the fact that Cyberpunk Edge Runners did revive the whole cyberpunk vibe and the game, and millions of people went back to play it just because of that show. It has a big impact, but at the same time, Arcane is just one of those shows that you cannot just you gotta watch. Okay, even if you're not if you're not a League of Legends fan, it doesn't matter.
If you don't even like animation,
it's
go
beautiful.
Watch it. It's got some of the best character development over a one-season show I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they can do in the future with it because I feel like they're gonna. But Cyberpunk Edge Runners, that's a one-season done.
I mean, heck, we've got 3, 4, 5 other regions in League of Legends by itself that we can have whole seasons over.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just wait until we get into Freljord, and we're dealing with Tryndamere, Ashe, Braum, all those Viking, Norse kind of characters. Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
But we got to hit a quick time out. When we come back, we're going to wrap up the show, wrap up the second hour. You're listening to the Afternoon Blitz.
The Blitz has been called. This is Wes Neighbors talking to Chris Haygood of Bob Wallace Appliance. Chris, what sets you apart from other appliance dealerships?
Wes, these appliances are going into the most used room in your house, your kitchen. The way we have these appliances displayed, it's easy for you to visualize how they'll look in your home. Wes, what sets us apart is the people. They're well trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121.
Great food and the best live entertainment is what it's all about at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Head to downtown Huntsville every Tuesday for karaoke on the only outdoor karaoke stage in North Alabama. Thursday night is the Valley's longest running and biggest bike night. Food and drink specials, giveaways, and live music on the patio. And the Furniture Factory menu is fully loaded with options from steaks to salads, plus a whole lot more. Featuring a weekday happy hour that starts at 3. 619 Meridian Street, downtown Huntsville, and online at FurnitureFactoryBarGrill.com.
Guys, when we were 20, we never had to worry about spontaneity. And now that we've gotten older, spontaneity has been replaced with pills and injections. We're just trying to keep that intimacy, but it's taken away from spontaneity. At Advanced Life Clinic, we now offer GainsWave, which uses sound waves to non-invasively treat this issue with no need for pills or injections. Just give us a call, 256-888-9367, or check us out online, advancedlifeclinic.com.
This is Wes Neighbors with Philip with Eagle Insulation, and we have an announcement to make.
Yes, Wes, we are now Eagle Masonry and Insulation. Still a place to call for your installation needs, but now we offer masonry services.
What kind of masonry projects can you handle?
Wes, no job is too big, no job is too small. We can do renovations, new construction, outdoor fireplaces, fire pits, brick landscape borders.
Well, when you came out to my house, you did both the insulation and masonry at the same time. You guys did rock for me, you did brick for me, and you insulated my house. That's usually done at the same time that you're building a house.
Absolutely. It really capitalizes on two services you need at the same time, and you can get one company to handle both of those.
Philip with Eagle Insulation will come out, do your installation. He'll do your masonry. They do a great job. They guarantee your work. Check out more online at insulatedwitheagle.com and schedule your free examination today. 256-755-1556.
Thanks, Wes.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
We could just do that the whole rest of the show, guys, honestly.
Hey, Cult of Personality is a great song.
Of course. Hello, everybody. Welcome back in to the Afternoon Blitz on the final segment of today's Mellow Monday. It's been a great show. We've gone all the way from Demias Wilborn from AL.com to some video game news that was just amazing because I'm so excited for Warzone. And we also talked about the Game of the Year nominations as well as other Game of the Year I don't know. It's Game Awards. It's Game Awards. It's a bunch of stuff.
We've also got some couple like esports teams, best esports coach. And which is kind of crazy to me that the best esports team, that they have a League of Legends team on here, but it's not the team that won Worlds.
Wow.
I mean, it's Gen.G who, in fairness, had a fantastic season to get to Worlds. But also, the World Champions? Not on here?
That's insane.
Isn't that? Yeah, that would be the best team.
I mean, I can see that with the NFL with the Rams, you know. They don't show up, unlike Fleming and Woody Anderson.
I do like how most anticipated game is a category, though.
Yeah.
But this is also stacked. Oh, my goodness. Hogwarts Legacy, Resident Evil 4 Remake, and the new Zelda game.
Which game are you looking forward to the most?
Ooh.
That's tough.
That's really tough.
You're a Resident Evil guy, though.
I love Resident Evil 4.
That's what I'm saying.
I love it to death, and it's going to look so good in that new engine.
Yeah, I gotta say, I look forward to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 pretty much, but I don't have a Switch to even play it on, so I'll be passing on that until I get a Switch, because then I'll get all the Legend of Zelda games.
Now you can come through and play it on mine. I'm going to grab it.
Okay. I'll do that.
I'm for sure going to grab Breath of the Wild was awesome.
Oh, yeah. You sink so many hours into it. It's just one of those games, like, similar to Elden Ring, you can create your own adventure.
Yeah. You know what I did? On Elden Ring, all I did was just dress up really fat and go into a bleed build and just go nuts.
Yes.
And it was awesome.
Yes, super fat, super fat. But thank you guys so much for joining us today on a Mellow Monday. We'll be back at it tomorrow to bring you guys more sports content as well as gaming content and whatnot. And we're just going to look forward to that. We might try to get somebody on for Tennessee football because they are rocking and rolling, trying to get back into the college football playoffs, if not already. And it's just going to be a lot to talk about tomorrow, as well as the NFL Rewind during the cool segment of the show. Plus, me and Bandi are going to be doing some game talk tomorrow about the Buckhorn High home opener. It's going to be super exciting. Super exciting. But thank you guys for joining us. For me, for Bandi, you've been listening to the Afternoon Blitz.
Here's Bobby White from Woody Anderson Ford on their service department.
President's Award winner 2 years in a row. That's